Sound check, 1, 2.
This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
I got this abnormal psychology exam to do. I think there's something in there that's going to help me with this time travel.
Well, if you go back to 1985, please take me.
85?
I kind of want to go see Michael J. Fox.
We are not traveling back in time today. Going forward, it is the 16th of May, 2020. My name is Corey Winfield. Welcome to the 217 Recovery Podcast. And welcome a friend. 217 Recovery. Met this guy back in August. Actually appeared on the show. He's an author. He's a great guy. August 27th he was on with us. His name is Derek Chowden. Derek, how are you?
I'm doing well, Corey. How you doing, man?
I'm living the dream, man. I'm out here in Traverse City, and it's, I don't know, 50 degrees and sunny. I mean, what more could you ask for?
60 degrees?
And 70 probably. But, you know, it just snowed here the other day. So, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's one of those days.
No, man, it could be way worse. Way worse. This is good stuff right now.
I don't see a cloud in the sky, but then I start beating myself up because I should be out washing the car. I should be out doing this. I should be doing that. I should be, you know. And
sometimes you got to take.
you know, like laying in bed with your girlfriend all day. Is that really productive? You know, it depends how you want to look at that, because I was productive. You know, just say a shout out to her dad. He listens. So Derek, man, I was listening to your podcast, and first of all, let's back this up for a minute, because I was listening to it the other day, and then I texted you and told you I was listening, and I love the numbers you were throwing out there. You had all kinds of facts, and I was like, yeah, you know, and I think people that are in addiction and recovery, we know, like, we kind of get overlooked, and we're just, oh yeah, you're better. Okay, good for you. You know, but they don't understand that there's so many people out there still dying, and, you know, most of us don't make it. And you were throwing numbers out there, you know, comparing it to COVID. And I'm like, hell yeah, you know, but, COVID's the biggest. Oh, Jesus, you know, save the old people or whatever. And here we are dying by the thousands every day. And it's just like, oh, yeah, well, he shouldn't have drank that, or maybe he shouldn't have put that into his veins, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
And,
yeah, the point of that podcast that I did, and I'm going to take this second to thank you for the inspiration to do those podcasts. I never would have considered doing one until I started listening to yours. And I thought it would be a nice try to reach some more people. It's not my medium. I figured that out, but that's okay. Thank you for that inspiration to keep me going. But the numbers I put out there were for a very specific reason, and it wasn't the drama or the shock factor, but it was to show people that, you know, people like you and me, and I consider us brothers like that, you know, we're a little bit further along in the process than some people, but we still need that maintenance time. And, you know, we're always going to have this condition. It's just how we treat it. And that main method, for at least for me, the AA method to get going, has been taken away. And to be regarded like that, I understand the importance of this COVID thing. It's something we have to maintain and be very careful with. But I'm also pretty selfish when it comes to protecting people like you and me, and I'm passionate about that. I don't like to see that happen.
Yeah, because you look at
the point was, I'm sorry, but I'll finish the thought. The point of the podcast was I'm not bitching to say, open it up because I want to go to the bar and I want to have a cheeseburger, and that wasn't it at all. We self-isolate pretty spectacularly, and which is dangerous for people like us. And so, yeah, that's why I put those numbers out there.
Yeah, I work at a treatment center here in Traverse City, and I'm afraid, man, of what's going to come out of this when they open things back up, and, you know, 80% of the people that are in recovery, or not in recovery, but in addiction, can't go to work. They physically have 2 months off of work or whatever, and now they've just been, you know, soaking in the alcohol. Well, now their body, they can't go without it. You know, and going to work for them might not be an option. And I'm just afraid that the doors are just going to be just flung open, and there's going to be too many people. We won't be able to take them all. Because if this would have happened,
you are going to be overwhelmed, I'm afraid.
If this would have happened back when I was in active addiction, and you probably would say the same thing, we probably would be dead. It would be very scary. We would have, oh my God, this is Christmas morning, like times a billion, because I can just stay home alone. You know, all I need to do is go see Carl down there at the liquor store once a week, because you would figure out, hey, I'm not coming back every day. And then that would give you a reason to stock up. Well, got everybody back at the house. You know, I need like 10 half gallons, you know, and it would just, oh my God, it would be horrible, man. And I'm so glad that I don't have to live that life today.
I know. That's, you know, you're 100% right. That I'm thankful for that. That is a gift that you and I have received and worked for. I mean, it wasn't given. Mm-hmm. It was available. We just had to work for it and grab it. But yeah, you're nailing it. These, to fling open the doors, and that's my fear too. I'm right with you. I think there's going to be a tremendous wave of us, or people like us, coming to see you. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they come and see you. Hopefully we don't lose it. That's my fear, is losing people. I know we are. I know for a fact, unfortunately.
Because, you know, that scenario I just threw out there, it happened, and it's happening. You know, like probably hundreds of people have done that same exact thing what I just said, because that's what I would have done. But I fear, too, that, you know, there's only so many people a detox can take, first of all, and there's only so many detoxes. So you can't go to a detox where you go to the hospital. And the hospital is already going to be on high alert. They just went through this whole thing and probably still going to go through a bunch of stuff after. And here comes the drunk guy. You know, they already hated us before. You know, they call us Gomers. You know, they wanted us to go home, get out of their ER. And the doctors, they hate us. This is the opinion that I get. This is the feeling I got when I went there. There were a few nurses that were cool, but the doctors, they hated us. They wanted us out of their ER, and we took up space. And at the same time, with alcohol, you and I both know that's very dangerous. And when you detox from that, you can die. You can go to have seizures. And it's not something that should be taken lightly. And it's not something that, oh, darn, maybe I shouldn't have drank that. Yeah, well, I did. And here's, you know, if they want to sit down and hear the whole story of why we started drinking and how we started drinking, then maybe they could sit down and we could talk with them. But you know, they think that we did it to ourselves, and, you know, we could have just stopped drinking any time, you know, and it's very sad that doctors even think that way, you know, and yet here comes the guy who just had a heart attack because he just ate, you know, 18 gallons of ice cream and 40 apple pies, and maybe he shouldn't have done that. But you know what? Yeah, he's a diabetic, so let's take care of him, get him on the medicine, get him out of here, you know, and it's such a different mindset, and that's what kind of bothers me sometimes. And you know, we start throwing out those numbers, and I was like, yes, get them, you know, not to say that you want to, you know, people go get out into the bars and all that. And that's what's funny too on Facebook. People are like, why can't I go to the bar? I'm like, really, bro? Like, that's what your problem is today? Then you got issues. But
you don't have a problem.
Right? Yeah, like, come on, man, really. And
I guess concerned.
But you know, people throwing that stuff out on Facebook, and it's kind of silly. But you're mentioning the AA and stuff like that, and I just really started thinking, you know, like, man, it's sad. And not that I want to have a sad podcast with you today, because you know I'm all about that fun life. But you know, to just hope and pray that, you know, people have found Zoom, and I think a majority of us have. I think a majority of us in recovery. Yeah. That, you know, have some time under our belt. We're doing the things that we need to be doing. But it's those guys in early recovery, those women in early recovery that may not have that. And it's so much easier to say F it and go right back. And, you know, if these doors aren't open when everything starts to open, you know, like the treatment centers, those doors never closed. It's just the fact that someone is in their active addiction at home, going through the motion, going through the drinking game, like, oh, it's another, I don't even know what day it is. Let's just keep drinking. That's scary. Yeah. And yeah, like I said, when all of a sudden work starts up again, they are not going to be ready. They're going to be washed out, and they're going to need some kind of help. And I bet you our great governor she's probably already got a plan, Derek. I mean, what are we thinking, man?
You know what? Now that you said that, we should start the podcast right now, because there's a plan in place. You know it.
There has to be. I mean, she's such a good governor. You know, she was going to take the flavored vapes, which I just hit a vape. You could probably tell what I'm talking about. She took the flavored vapes away. I mean, that saved the whole state of Michigan. Oh, no, it didn't. Yeah, okay. Just cost jobs and stuff. Okay, that's fine. Did you hear that she's going to take hunting away?
What?
This is just a vicious rumor I'm trying to start. Yeah, hunting, bro. Like, you know how many people just turn out the podcast right then, start down their Facebook. That bitch gonna take hunting away. Oh, I'm a killer. I'm gonna go to her Mackinac Island house.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And that's crazy too. How stuff on social media will just blow up like that, and her closing down stuff. Like I didn't really have a problem with her saying, "Hey, you can't go back to work yet." Play it safe. I think is a better plan, especially at this point, man. We've already been there. We've done that. If we can stick it out a few more weeks, whatever, that's fine. That'd be better than going back early and then, oh, wait, hold on, now another 5-6 month mandatory. And then we'd be like, And so I think that's a good thing. But my problem was with the whole, she gets on the news and she starts throwing out numbers and people believe numbers, Yeah. And when she says 90% of the people, have gotten their unemployment, that was a lie. What she should have said was 90% of the people have been approved that have applied. But she doesn't say that. Well, meanwhile, 3% of the people have gotten their stuff, and then they're flipping out, mad, going, "What do you mean?" Like everybody's got their mind, and then it makes people go into freak out mode a little bit more, as I kind of did too. I'm like, wait a minute, like I thought I was supposed to get a little something. And it's her fake numbers and the way she throws them out there. She did the same thing with vaping. And, with her 50% of middle schoolers, no, it's not. It went from 2 middle schoolers out of 100 to 3 out of 100, so that they've tried to vape. That's not shut down the whole world newsworthy, but she was making it that way, and people believed her. That 50% of schools, 50% of kids in schools, half every kid in the world vaping. That's how it turns into it. It's that whole South Park episode. They took our jobs. I don't know if you saw that one, but it just, next thing you know, they're all passing out. They don't know who's taking their job. They're just, and, so if she does have a plan in place, and I say that with some really harsh skepticism because I don't think she does, Derek. But if she does, I think she does,
but I think it's for our benefit.
I'm still not going to vote for her again, but I never voted for her in the first place. But I mean, I don't want to talk politics, but I'm just saying that maybe there are other states out there that do have stuff in plan, or like a plan in place. Because what do they do, Derek? Like, I mean, if someone wants to get help and everywhere he goes, nope, we're full. Nope, no beds. Nope, we're full. Nope, no beds. What do they do?
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for you, and that's a fear that I have, or a concern for sure. And you and I have dealt with this stigma for years of being an addict or an alcoholic or whatever you want to call it, a person in active addiction. My fear right now is and I know you know about this stuff too, but there's secret meetings being held for AA because we need that contact. We need that human touch. The Zoom meetings are wonderful, and everybody that's putting out their time. I mean, we're truly fortunate up here that we've got such a good network of people that are such givers. This recovery community in general is like that, but I think I'd like to say that the people I know up here are a little bit above the rest. But, when I walked in the doors of AA, it wasn't because I was feeling great about myself and I was really excited to just, take that next step to betterness. I was at the bottom and I already felt shitty. Well, now, can you imagine, Corey, if we had to go to AA starting now and okay, this is when we're doing it, man. And it's in the basement of this church, but don't tell anybody. So now we're criminalizing something that should be, okay, we can be smart about it. We're not stupid people. We're not going to sit on anything fucking laps when we're in AA. No, is that human contact, that other story, that understanding and acceptance that we are okay and that we're not horrible people and that we're going to be better. And that's been taken away. And to have to sneak into a basement of a church in the middle of the night to have a meeting, that's bullshit. We already feel bad. Don't criminalize something that somebody's trying to get well.
Yeah, and
I'm a little passionate about this. Sorry.
You are, and I kind of had the same thing where it's like, well, who are they to stop people from coming over to my house? Like, if I wanted to have 3 or 4 close friends come over and do meetings our style. We just sit around, we talk about recovery. What they're going to come arrest us, like